Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain for You. This topic is a question I got from somebody, and it's along the lines of, what do I do if I don't have the support of others around me, including my spouse? I probably won't put all that in the subject, but what do I do without support, I guess is the topic. So before I get into that, I'm going to turn it around. This is actually the front yard of the property I live on. I rent here, so trust me, this is not all mine. I am upstairs in that garage, but it's a beautiful property. And take a couple of deep breaths. We'll listen to the birds chirping. Just kind of relax. Had to run inside because it started to rain. Fortunately, the rain has stopped. So breathe in the peace. Listen to those birds. Breathe out the stress. Relax. All right, so what do you do if you don't have support from others? And I know a lot of us can kind of feel like we're going through this alone. I know my kid looked at me like, I don't get it, Dad, you don't look sick. And I would say, I got a bad back, don't jump on me. My wife, she tried to understand, but she couldn't. She just thought I was kind of nuts and I was out there and that I should be going to doctors and seeing doctors over things. And again, she was extremely supportive, but there was absolutely that look of, you're kind of crazy. I don't get it. Why are you keep on talking about this Dr. Sarno guy? You've been at this for years and you're still not better. But in fact, there was an up and a down. I mean, I would get better and then it would come back 3 months later, and then I would get better and it would come back, and towards the end it got pretty chronic because I was just so damn desperate to get rid of it. And I was so focused on it and so angry with it, and spent a lot of my time laying on the floor, letting my back decompress. So what do you do if you don't have support from others? Well, the first thing I'll tell you is, yes, it would be nice. It would be great if your partner, your spouse, your family, your parents, your kids, everybody understood, completely was on board 100% of the time, and really just was there for you. They were the ones reminding you that, hey, don't worry about it. It's just TMS. You'll be okay. There's nothing wrong with your body. But unfortunately, when those around us don't buy into and believe what we know about our pains and our symptoms, they're often the naysayers. And when somebody who really cares about us says, you should go to the doctor, maybe you really got something wrong, boy, does that kind of throw us off, right? So I want to absolutely recognize the fact that the lack of support from those closest to us can be really hurtful, can make us feel very isolated, and just I want to honor that. I get it. I was there. My family never really embraced my belief about this. They said, well, if it works for you, but as I've mentioned in other videos, my mom's got knee pains, has had them for 20 years or more. She's in her 80s. My brother's had back pain. My sister's got all sorts of stomach, gastrointestinal challenges. My sister-in-law had horrible back pain and stomach issues, and yet nobody would listen to me. Nobody would join in. Nobody took this stuff seriously. And it's funny how strangers will, but my immediate family just is like, that's just Danny. He's a little out there on this stuff. So, lack of support, I get it. But here's the message, the really important message. is you don't need anybody else's permission to get better. You don't need anybody else's permission to believe in this, to know and do the assessment. Because here's the fact. Everybody around us who is naysaying has not, and I repeat, they have not put in the amount of research and critical thinking that you have. You have analyzed this, you've thought about it, you've read the books, you've watched the videos, you have connected the dots. You, and only you, really have the insight into your personality type and your, the way you show up in the world. And if you see a connection between your emotional world, your stress levels, and your symptoms, that's all that matters, right? You don't need anybody else's permission. And frankly, you don't need a TMS doctor to say you've got TMS for you to actually believe it. Tons of people have read the books, done the analysis, and said, yes, I do have this, and have proceeded to follow a TMS approach to ending their symptoms or pain. Sorry, there's a bug flying around. So again, for those people without the support of their loved ones or friends or family or whatever, and you feel like you're on your own, you're enough. You are enough. You can do this by yourself. I ended up having to. I did not have a support group of people that was cheering me on and reminding me when I was feeling bad, oh, Dan, don't worry about it. It's just this TMS stuff. What emotion are you feeling? I didn't have that. And at the end of the day, I didn't need it. And you don't either. So, one possible suggestion would be that instead of feeling sorry for yourself because nobody is giving you sympathy, take a deep understanding, a deep knowledge that this is what's going on. There's nothing broken, and therefore the sympathy that we're all craving so much isn't actually going to help us. It's just going to kind of keep us in that world. So instead of demanding or being depressed that we haven't received the empathy or sympathy of those around us and they don't get it and they don't support it, actually I had one lady who say, all right, well, we'll give you a couple of months with this stuff, but if it's not better by then, you're going to the doctor. And boy, talk about pressure, which is the last thing you want, is pressure to, succeed with this stuff by a certain date, because that doesn't help. But yeah, one suggestion might be that if you can firmly decide and know deep down in your heart that your body's okay, number one, you're going to get better a lot quicker. But number two, you can choose how you respond to the pain. You can actually choose to see how much fun you can have each and every day. And maybe instead of getting sympathy from those around you, you can start showing up in a different way, not so much about the pain, but like your old self before this all happened. The happy, joyful, caring, loving, connected person that you used to be. And if you weren't that person before, maybe that's something you can become. Envision yourself. Visualization's a powerful tool. Envision yourself becoming the person you want to be. Who is that? What do you look like in this future vision of yourself? Are you happier? Are you more joyful? Do you smile more, laugh more, connect with others more, call friends more, not talk about the pain as much, if at all? Right? Leave it behind you. Because when you know that your body's okay, you can actually choose to do that. You can choose to move forward with joy, purpose, meaning, connection, love. And do it for you. Don't do it for the attention you'll get from others. Don't put on a fake persona just so that other people will like you and say, oh wow, she's doing so much better, now we can like her. No, do it for you. Become the person you are meant to be. And people around you are going to love you for being who you are. Or they're not. In which case, you're still doing this for you. Most important person in the world is you. And if you don't believe that, just give it some thought. A lot of people would say, but I'm a parent, so the most important people in the world is my son or my kid or my mother, right? Not true. If you're not taking care of yourself, how can you be there for them? How can you show up for them? Yes, they are massively important. And in some cases they're not if they've got a lifetime of not treating you well. So who's the most important person? You are. Treat yourself that way. Treat yourself with the love and kindness and respect and caring that you've wished you had all along. You don't need support from others. You can be your own support system. You can show up for yourself each and every day. And I would encourage you to do that. Because when you realize that you're enough, you're going to get better a lot quicker. And I don't know. I hope this helps. You don't need the support of others. Yes, it would be nice. Not denying that. I get it. Would be really cool. But this is kind of an out there topic. TMS is not easy for many people to understand unless they've done the research and they've done some introspective searching for themselves to see whether or not it makes sense. But some people can understand it intellectually, but they don't get it like we do, because we live it and we see the evidence that TMS is the cause of these symptoms and pains, and you're enough. You can get better by yourself. And I wish you had the support that you wanted, but don't sell yourself short. Don't say that as long as I don't have that support I can't get better, because you can, and I'm proof of it. I did not have the support. I can't tell you how many times my wife looked at me like, you're nuts. I get it. Been there. And it's hurtful. So, what do you guys think? Please comment below. I will talk to you in the next video. We'll see you.